Hey everybody, and welcome to another Joker's Wild Side. I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and today we got a very stacked one as we weren't able to get it on Friday. Um, Weather issues and then above other stuff too as well.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but first, how we doing? How you doing, brother?
I definitely could be better.
Yeah, it's all right. Remember, be grateful. Uh, but yeah, let's get right into it. We got so much to do today. Talk about. Let's review last Monday's game, and the Thursday game, and then we'll review those preview tonight's games. There's two of them. Um, Green Bay and New York,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next one is Tennessee and the Dolphins. Uh, I don't know what do you see here. I'll let you go first.
The Packers have been absolutely smacking it out. I definitely see them as, especially against the New York Giants,
Hmm.
taking it very easily from New York Giants. Unless New York Giants also have an awakening, because yeah, Packers woke up.
Yeah, they've been playing okay with their new quarterback. Can't remember his name right now, but Paisano been doing great. Um, but Packers, like you said, have been blowing it out of the water the last few weeks. They've been beating teams they had no right beating.
Yeah,
And Jordan Love looks like he's the Jordan Love they chose for. But I think the Packers will take this one pretty easily.
mm-hmm.
And then the Titans and Dolphins, I think the Dolphins are going to destroy the Titans. Titans have not shown a glimpse of what they've been in the last few years. They look horrendous. So,
Yeah,
they're,
Titans have been something else this year.
yeah,
I mean, just off the bat, Titans were doing pretty decent, and they just haven't shown up for their games,
yeah,
and don't know what's wrong with the Titans.
yeah, for real.
But I got the Dolphins on this.
As do I. I think they'll run away with it. They should be starting here in a little bit. We'll keep you posted.
15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted as the games go by. Now let's talk about last Monday's and then last Thursday's game. The Bengals come up big and beat the Jaguars in overtime. Great game. I didn't think it was gonna be as good because, well, first of all, Burrow was out, but their backup has been doing great, and they pulled off a big win against the Jags.
And Jags have been also just killing it, and now they're
Mhm.
being killed.
Yeah, it seems like the flip of the beginning of the season for the Jags. We'll see if they could continue with this slump or are they gonna get back to what they were in the beginning of the year. Thursday game, the Steelers unfortunately come up short against the terrible Patriots. It just seems like two terrible teams. It was a bad game. Not as bad as a game that we'll talk about later, but yeah, shut up. But the Pats pull one off. Did not see that. I think we both chose Steelers on this one.
Yeah. I mean, I think I had like a toss up where I was like, oh, you know, the Steelers, they could do good.
Mhm.
Um, Especially with everything that they've put into motion. And I didn't have a lot of doubt that the Patriots were going to lose to them. Obviously, I was wrong. I had higher hopes for the Steelers, and the Steelers just couldn't. They just couldn't succeed.
Yeah, I mean, by none was this the worst game of the week. We're gonna get right into that. Raiders and Vikings, man. It's not the first game up there, but I gotta get it. They the Raiders held the Vikings to 3 points. The Raiders offense couldn't do squat. The game was 3-0. What the hell, Raiders? Jeez, man.
I thought it was 0-0.
No. Uh, Sorry. Also gotta give a quick shout out to the Lakers for winning the tournament. So
Guy had another hat ready.
I was ready. F that. The Raiders, I don't know what is going off with their offense. They have the best receiver or one of the best receivers in the league. They had last year's best running back. They have great complementary weapons. They just cannot get anything going. And it is infuriating because their defense is finally good. Or, not great, but good.
Yeah,
And that was our Achilles heel for years. Uh, and we couldn't get a freaking touchdown or two field goals into it.
yeah.
It's terrible. I told you during work, I saw the score and it was 0-0 going into the fourth quarter. What in the world?
That yeah. It was basically them just running at each other. I don't even want to see how many times the ball was overturned.
I know at least once from the Raiders. I don't know how many for the Vikings, but it was just a terrible game. Um, but enough with the Raiders. I think their season's over with this. The way they showed this game, I'm not. I'm not taking anything else. They have to win out, and they won't. They got the Chiefs here once again. Let's move on to another great game that I think was one of the games of the week. The Cowboys beat the Eagles. Unfortunately, the Eagles lose again.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys look mighty. They didn't just beat them barely.
Oh, they smacked
Yes,
them.
by 20 points. That's an ass whooping. Um, I think we both had the Eagles here, but in a closer game.
Yeah, I think we both ended up settling on the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, exactly as you said.
Yeah.
Cowboys just came out of the woodworks.
Yeah, and then this is actually looks like the Cowboys that every year the fans are waiting for. In the beginning of the year, even a few weeks ago, they were saying these are not. They've won nobody.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't beat anybody. Well, they just had two back-to-back big wins. This week they beat the Eagles. Last week they beat who the hell did they beat?
I don't even remember.
Seattle in a good game on Thursday, 41-35. So
See, and I even had Seattle
on that
in
one,
that game.
yeah, um, it looks like this is a legit Cowboys team now. It looks better. Dak Prescott looks very comfortable with what they're doing. Um, and we'll probably see that shown in our top six teams
Mm-hmm.
this week. Buccaneers beat the Falcons. I did have the Bucks here. I thought it was gonna be a close game, like it was, 4 points. I don't remember if you chose anybody from that.
No, I couldn't even pick a game for this. It
Gotcha.
was, or pick a team for this. It was, I didn't trust the Bucks. I didn't trust the Falcons.
Yeah, it's like whatever for that game. Then surprisingly, the Bengals win again, a big win against the Colts. Um, Bengals continue to show me wrong that they don't have Joe Burrow and they're still winning.
Yeah,
They
the Bengals being very good.
Yeah, they last week they beat the Jags and this week they beat the Colts. Um, I don't know what to say, but geez, congrats to the Bengals. They're doing great.
Oh yeah, no, I'm glad that the Bengals came out.
Mm-hmm. We thought all their season was over, and apparently not. uh, another Browns beat the Jaguars in a pretty close game, 4 point game.
I had the Jags in this, but I think I had a little bit of doubt that the Browns were going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Jags too, just because the whole season they were doing great. Um, and the only thing I was worried about was the Browns defense. And the Browns signed Joe Flacco over the week, to the practice squad since they lost their quarterback. And he's been doing, or a few weeks ago, sorry. And he's been doing great for them. He's got him a few wins. It seems like they'll give him a little signing bonus here to get him through the week. But that comes surprisingly. The next game, the Jets also surprised everybody and beat the Texans 30-6, a pretty big win.
So we did talk a little bit about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember that I was saying if the Texans quarterback shows up and he does good, Texans has it all day long. If not, Jets are taking it.
Yes. Well, the thing is also the Texas quarterback went down somewhere in the game. C.J. Stroud went out with the concussion.
And that was the problem.
Yes, and that was the big problem. That's why they couldn't get anything going. But he's out in the concussion protocol. It looks like he's doubtful for next week's game.
Sorry that they're going to lose that game.
Most likely. Who are they playing? Let me check real quick. But yeah, that was really surprising that the Jets pulled that off. It looks like they might be okay. They have the Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah, no. Depends on how the Titans play
Yeah.
Tonight, and if the Titans pull something out of their butt, then
Yeah. No.
then I'll reconsider.
Yeah. But yeah, Jets seem like they don't look great, but they still have a little chance here and there. Ravens beat the Rams, close game that will surprise nobody. Surprisingly, here, the Lions fall to the Bears in not even that close of a game.
No, it was kind of a shock.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with Detroit, but Detroit's going back to their same old Detroit days where they cannot get anything going. They're losing games they should win. What the hell? A complete turnaround from the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, no, I mean you ever since like week 2, you were like, these ain't the old
No, they're not.
Lions.
They're showing signs that they still fucking are. Um, but
Watch out, your lion is showing.
yeah, no shit. Um, but there's still a few weeks left, and they're still on top of their division. Um, it's gonna take a complete catastrophe for them to lose it, but they got to get more wins, man. They got to get back on the horse and get going. Uh, Panthers, to the surprise of nobody,
Absolutely no one.
lose again. Unfortunately, their quarterback did go down in a nasty hit. I don't know if he's injured or what, but
Mm-hmm.
it looked like he got dropped on his head. It was weird. And also their tight end Hayden Hurst doesn't believe that the he doesn't have a PTA after the concussion he got or that it will end his
Mm-hmm.
career. So that's good news on that end, but that was a weird drop for the Panthers game. The quarterback.
So not only are the Panthers sucking, but now they're going to get worse.
I don't know if you could get worse with one and whatever.
Well, no, I mean now there's going to be even bigger point gaps.
This was a 22-point gap. I mean, can you get worse? Yes, you can always get worse. But they're at the bottom of the road. They can't go any more rock bottom than they already are. I don't know. Maybe they can. For all I know, they might take that win away from them just because. Doubt it. But other news: 49ers continue to roll. Beat Seattle for a second time in 3 weeks. Not as big as the first one, but they still won pretty handily. Um,
Well, the Seahawks fan today didn't show up for work, so
I wonder why. mm, Lose by 18. I want to say no. Sorry, 12 points. Still pretty big win. 49ers still rolling. Here we go. It looks like they're the team to beat. Bills, surprisingly, and kind of controversially, beat the Chiefs. Uh,
surprisingly to me.
well, it's surprising because the what caused them to. So it was a great play to end the game, kind of, so the Chiefs could take over the lead. Um, it was they threw a little pass to Kelsey. He runs up and then pitches us back to a receiver that was open and then runs into the end zone. The problem was that receiver was lined up off sides, stepping on the line of scrimmage,
Mm,
and they called it on him. So
wrong place, wrong time.
that's why I'm saying it's controversial because that's the ticky tacky call. As they were saying, a lot of people, a lot of refs have let that slide. They didn't hear. Does it suck because it's the outcome of the game? Yes, but it's a penalty regardless. Unfortunately for the Bills, I mean for the Chiefs, that cost them the game. Bills win. I know you're happy. I know Clay is happy. Shout out Clay.
Oh no, so like if you've been there
Mm-hmm.
the past few years that I've been at the Bills Mafia meeting
Bar.
grounds,
Mm-hmm.
um the amount of times that I've heard that's a bullshit
Mm-hmm.
call and all that. I mean, all fans will be like, that's
Yeah.
a shitty call.
I mean,
But there were some that I was astounded by. That it was just like, you're calling that?
mhm. Yeah. I mean, we gotta call him. The refs need more training, man. Uh, uh we're thankful that they take the job because it's a thankless job. Yes.
Everybody hates you.
Yeah, that's you signed up to be hated, but you also could do better to improve. Like I don't know, have the refs. There's so much you could do, but it's just
Oh, just
terrible.
like the Super Bowl game. They just have to throw him a few thousand and he's happy.
Yeah, no. I think it's more than that, but um, so that just sucks for the Chiefs. Not really for me because I want them to lose. Uh, but the Bills, it's a big win. You guys needed it to continue in the playoff race as the Bills are like right on the edge of being in there, being not.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last game of this week, Broncos destroy the Chargers. Big, big win for the Broncos.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are hot right now. They continue to win. It seems like the Broncos are the real deal now. And Chargers unfortunately might have lost their quarterback for a few weeks, maybe just a week, as he had an injury. They didn't specify what it was. I think it was his hand, one of his fingers, but it's his throwing hand, so he cannot hold on to the ball correctly.
You said Chargers quarterback, huh?
Yeah,
Let me go take a
Herbert.
peek at this real
Yeah.
quick.
But yeah, the Broncos look legit. Their defense is cooking as holding people to very little. Their offense is continuing to score a lot better than last year.
Fractures his finger on throwing hand.
Yeah, okay, so it was his finger. Yeah, so he'll be out for who knows how long. That's more of a comfortable and a grip thing. So
Depends on how the fracture is too,
hmm
and there's not much that you can do for a finger, especially a fracture. They'll put it in a little splint,
hmm
call it a day.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of times that you would pin fractures.
Yeah.
If it was a break, it'd be pinned, but that would be even worse for him, meaning that he would be out for longer.
Yes.
With this, as you said, comfortability thing.
Yeah, definitely. And how he grips and can throw the ball. Because if he feels comfortable but cannot grip it and the ball just flies wherever it wants to,
Mm-hmm.
why put him in there? Why risk him injuring it worse? Uh, then again, it's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, there was a lot of upsets this week. It threw our bottom and top six that you'll hear in a bit completely out of whack. Sorry, I got another spicy one.
Yeah, it was like 8 minutes of just trying to decide.
Yeah,
And normally it's like boom, 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 boom.
these are the teams. These are the ones that are good. This week was a little off because of the upsets. Um, but on other news, former 49ers and Bears kicker Robbie got Gold decided to retire, call it a career. One of the points leader of all time. Congrats to you for a great career. Uh, two more injuries happened. Big injuries happened this week. Ravens safety Hamilton has an MCL sprain. It's gonna be week to week before he
Okay.
comes back. And to be honest with you, the Ravens are okay without him right now. Could they do better and maybe hold teams to a lesser amount of points, lesser gains? Probably. So we'll see him as it's week to week. And then Browns rookie, unfortunately, right tackle Jones is out for the season with a knee injury.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't stall them from their big wins that they've been having. Now, let's move on to what we just mentioned, our bottom and top six. Let's start with the bottom six. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, now I gotta pull it up again because I started changing
No.
pages. Um. All right, for my top 6,
hmm
I have the Browns.
That's six.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I almost didn't want to put them at it, and I might even swap these two out, or swap them around.
Mhm.
I have Brown 6 and Philly number 5,
Ooh. Okay.
and I almost didn't put Philly on the list, but I also couldn't figure out who else to put on the list other than Philly.
Gotcha.
Because, yeah, everybody who has been doing good has lost one or multiple games in a row,
Mhm.
just like the Jets have. And even last week, I'm pretty sure I put the Jets, or not the Jets,
Eagles.
Eagles. I think top 2 still.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so did I. So, and who's your number four?
And my number 4 is the Cowboys.
Cowboys. You got them at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Don't think I could put them any higher.
I do, but that's what's
Maybe
my
a
list.
little bit higher.
That's what's my list. But at my 6, I have Detroit. Yes, they've been showing signs of weakness here, but they're still top teams of the NFL. They just got to get back together. I hope they do because I've been praising their coattails with what they've done this year, all year. Let's keep it up. Let's get back on the horse and get riding. At number 5, like you, I got Philly. Um, there's not many teams that are better than them. I think
Mm.
they've lost to the ones on top, above them, except one, I think. But it also, who can you put above them besides the ones that have already beat them?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of hard on that end because everybody below them they probably already beat. At number 4, I have Miami. They are playing today. That might change the ratings here for next week. But as of now, they're at my number 4. They have a potent offense. Their defense is finally getting it together a little. We'll see if they can continue doing it. But that's my 6, 5, and 4. And who are your top 3 teams of the league?
Well, I got Miss Miami.
Miami. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And then number 2, Baltimore Ravens and 49ers smacking it out. Number 1.
Mm, One thing we've noticed the last couple of weeks is we have pretty much the same teams, maybe a swap in position.
Different staggering order, yeah.
And this week, no difference. At number 3, I have your number 4, which is the Cowboys. My number 4 is your number 3.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. But yeah, my number 3 is Cowboys. They've shown they are legit this year. They beat Philly. They beat Seattle in a good game. They did not choke. And the Cowboys have been playing really good ever since their bye. Dak Prescott is not turning the ball over. He's doing pretty good decisions. The game calling has been great. Their defense is still great. And number 2, like you, Baltimore. And number 1, 49ers. Uh, Baltimore obviously has been running uh, away with it in their division. And then 49ers, after the few weeks with Trent Williams and Debo Samuel and all those injuries,
Yeah, their big gun's gone.
yeah, they had a few games that they slid. They're back. They look like they're stronger than ever. They just destroyed Philly a few weeks ago or last week. I mean, if you dethrone the number 1 from all year,
Mm-hmm.
you're number 1 now. Period.
Easy.
They seem like the team to beat, regardless who they're playing.
But 49ers have also, I felt like, always been the team to beat.
Except, like I said, except those few weeks with the injuries. So,
well, I was meaning, like, past few years.
they've been doing very, very good. They've been building up. Now let's move on to a little less happy, especially for those fans of those teams. The bottom 6. I'll start there. I'll go 6, 5, and 4. My 6 is New York Giants, who are playing tonight against Green Bay. They have a good featured wins, but it's very hit and miss. And can you really trust their new quarterback yet? I don't think so. They got to play a big game.
Yeah.
This is a pretty big game. See how they do this week. Maybe they'll get out of the bottom 6 first time this year. At number 5, I got Tennessee Titans also playing tonight against Miami, which they haven't shown much all year. So
No.
they got to keep them in the bottom 6. And number 4, Washington, who's also a terrible team. They did lose to New York Giants a few weeks ago, so I cannot put them better than New York. And that's mine. 6, 5, and 4. What are yours, bro?
My number 6, I got the New York Jets. They did win. And even the week before, I had them in my number 5 position. So I moved them up a little bit. Just a little bit, but I don't think that they deserve to be out of the bottom. They've just had an atrocious, that word, year.
Atrocious.
Thank you. Yeah, no. New York Jets, not doing good. Number 5, I got Patriots.
Is that your 5 or 4?
5.
Okay.
And then number 4, I have the New York Giants.
Okay. Pretty close. Pretty close. For me, number 3 is the Patriots. I've had them in the lowest all year. They did just come back from a win this week against the Steelers, so I can't put them too low, unfortunately, from as much as I would like to. I hate the Patriots, dude.
Oh, I know you do.
And number 2, Arizona has not shown nothing all year. Even when their quarterback came back, Kyler Murray, they had one good game and the rest has been crap. So number 2 and number 1,
Panthers.
can't say enough bad things about them this year. They are the shit of the shit this year. Anyway, your turn. Your top worst teams.
Top worst teams. I got number 3 at Arizona Cardinals. Number 2, Washington Commanders. 1, Panthers.
No argument with none of those picks. I wish you would have put the Patriots lower, but that's just personal vendetta right here.
The Steelers are still a decent team, so they moved a little bit for me.
Fuck them Patriots. Anyways, let us know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree. What are your top 6 and your bottom 6? Who you switch out from ours? Maybe that's just you need to switch out a few. But yeah, let's move on now into, we have a crap load of news on there. Wrestling news. Let's start off with some predictions. We usually do at the end. So this week, let's start it with predictions on some storyline. Actually, sorry, no. Worst moments. And we were supposed to do that uh, on Friday.
Friday.
Let's start off with worst moments. We'll go into the news, and then we'll finish off like we normally do on Mondays. Um, for me, one of the worst moments this week um, was Nick Wayne's mom interfering with Christian and Adam Copeland, aka Edge, TNT title
Oh,
match.
so she came back to ruin it again, huh?
Yeah, so she came back and actually hit Edge as soon as I saw her come in. This is why I think it's bad. You knew what she was gonna do as soon as you saw her.
Yeah.
It's just no surprise to it. Was it bad? Bad? No, by no means was it bad, but it was predictable. We
Yeah.
saw when once I saw her coming down the ramp and saw her in the ring, grab the title belt. I'm like, oh, she's gonna hit Edge or
Yeah.
Adam Copeland. Sorry, it's so that's why it was. I put him in the list, not because it was a terrible segment or a terrible thing, or she didn't even do a bad job about it. She actually it looked good the way
Yeah.
she hit it. It was just
It should have been like, open up your eyes, man.
mm-hmm. It was just very predictable what was going on. It would have been better if it was surprised. Like we didn't see her walk down the ramp, we didn't see anything. We focus on the guys, and all of a sudden she grabs
Grab
the
his
belt.
leg and pull him or something.
Yeah, something like that. We're like, oh, didn't see that. That's the only problem.
In a hoodie or something like that. Some Jey Uso style.
Exactly.
Or Jimmy Uso style.
Exactly. Um, another one was in NXT, and I've done something similar to this, but it was also mine. It was career ending. Uh, Wesley's promo on needing to step away from the ring because he needed surgery, and was bawling, like bawling, tears. Like, cool, I get it, it's emotional, but guess what? You'll be back. It's like you just need surgery and
Yeah.
recovery. When I did it, for instance, I had a neck fracture.
Yeah.
It was pretty much I was gonna be out of wrestling. Did I come back? Yeah, but I did the similar thing where I came out in a wheelchair that I had a neck fracture, and yeah, I teared up a little bit and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it was career ending. All you gotta do is come back. That's what bugged me the most. And I'm not gonna say his name because he works for WWE. He's the one that pitched that idea to me, and I'm pretty sure he might have pitched that idea to him. Um, I think it was just poorly done with the amount of tears he was crying. Kudos to him, he could cry on command.
Oh, yeah.
Kudos to him, that was great. But I mean, just the overall package of that. I'm like, dude, I get it. It sucks. Having an injury and having to step away from what you love. It completely sucks. But I think it was just too much
Mm-hmm.
of that. Maybe it's just
overplayed.
yeah, overplayed. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. And then the last one was this weekend's NXT deadline. CM Punk came out and had a promo with Shawn Michaels. The promo just was not hitting, man.
CM Punk is pushing so much stuff about trying to get his name plastered on everything.
This one I do not blame on CM Punk as much as I blame it on the whoever decided to put him on the pro to come out there. I think they're taking advantage right now because CM Punk comes back. He's the best selling merch guy.
Yeah.
So that he comes into SmackDown, the ratings fly off the roof. So right now his name is carrying a lot of weight. So they're just trying to put him out there. So right now I blame the creative and the behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this promo didn't hit. It's not. I don't think it's 100% CM Punk's fault on this one, but it's just not a terrible promo. It just wasn't hitting and everything.
Yeah.
So like usually his promos do.
Yeah.
So,
it was just mid.
Yeah. So we expect more from him, especially promo wise. But like I said, they went off script. They had nothing written down. I think they just shoot the shit out there and see how it went. That's all that was. But
Yeah.
Was it the worst thing ever? Nah.
Okay.
Nah. But besides that, do you have anything that was bad besides those that I mentioned?
I did not prepare any.
Okay, awesome. Let's just move on straight into the wrestling news. We got quite a few updates here for the AEW Continental. I'm having trouble with words too. Continental Classic Tournament, and the Gold League. John Moxley is now up to 9. who just beat Rush and beat because in the footage and then of the match, excuse me, and afterwards, Rush looks like he kicked out.
Yeah.
The ref counted it anyways. Later on, he's cutting a promo as he's coming back from the match. He's like cursing up a storm. He's like, "You didn't beat me. I'm gonna show you." Like going off. So hopefully this pushes Rush to start demolishing people and see how it goes. The rest. Swerve Strickland also undefeated. Just you got the spicy one.
Swallowed around got the spicy.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Earlier. Swerve Strickland also undefeated. Like I said, he just beat Mark Briscoe. More on that in a second. Rush, like I said, just lost. Still has 3 points. But he is very pissed off on that loss versus John Moxley.
I would be too.
Yes, no shit.
Stolen valor.
And Rush, what I've known of him in the ring and stuff, and the way his family runs, because he comes from a lineage of wrestlers from Mexico. They're gonna get even. Trust me, they're gonna get it. Jay White has 6 points. Just a big win over Jay Lethal this week in a pretty good match. It was a good back and forth. Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, unfortunately, have been mathematically eliminated.
Man.
That means they could win all their matches. They still cannot win the league. So, unfortunately for them, they are both at Big O Donuts and are mathematically eliminated. They still have matches, but
I was hoping to see Mark Briscoe.
Me too. I like his redneck kung fu, as he calls it. You will love it too. It's very good. But now moving on to the Blue League, Claudio Castagnoli unfortunately stays at 3 points that he just lost to Eddie Kingston, who finally got his first 3 points.
Heck yeah. I mean, sad for Claudio, but let's go, Eddie.
I mean, this goes a rivalry back to, I want to say, like, more than 12 to 15 years. They were both in independence, working for, I think, Shikara Pro Wrestling, way back when I started wrestling, even before then. And they've had this budding rivalry ever since. So, Eddie Kingston get a big win. I think Eddie Kingston's going to start running here, getting some points, trying to get back to being a champion here, get his titles that he put up for this tournament.
Yeah, at least an opportunity. Bare minimum.
Yes, exactly. Brody King still undefeated, surprising everybody. 6 points, a big win over Eddie and Claudio. I did not see this coming at all. As I said, a month or so ago, he was still doing tag team matches constantly. So this is very surprising. I think he will not get another win though. He has to fight. No, he might get one more win. He has to have Bryan Danielson, Andrade and Idolo, and then Daniel Garcia. I think he'll beat Daniel Garcia, and that'll be it.
All right. We are 9 minutes and 10 minutes into the current games.
0-0.
0-0.
Okay. Well, got a spicy one. Sure. Daniel Garcia, unfortunately, also has been mathematically eliminated. 0 wins, 0 points. Sad to see, but I think he has a bright future. He's been doing great character work here. Oh my god, I went down the wrong tube. It's okay.
Talking is not a friend of these nuts.
No. Yeah.
Always making you choke, man.
Hey, they're delicious stuff. Bryan Danielson, like, how many points does he have?
Danielson has 6 points.
Okay. He just beat Eddie Daniels and just lost to Andrade, who also has 6 points. Andrade looks like, I didn't expect him to beat Bryan Danielson, but Andrade looks like he's gonna start running away with this if they're not careful, because he has big wins over big names. But we will see the rest of the tournament. We'll keep you posted. As this Wednesday, there'll be an update on points. As I'm sure there'll be matches. Oh man, that was hot. Let's move on into last week's Dynamite's title match of Christian versus Adam Copeland. Christian, like I said in the little segment before, he retains the TNT title with the assist from what's her name's mom that I told you was terrible. Nick Wayne's Mahler. Actually attack Adam, like I said. The ending one's wonky because we saw it coming.
Yeah.
But other than that, the match was very good. I think they did a mistake here by having her come out. I think Adam should have won the title.
I think it would have been really awesome for Adam. I can't see what they're doing. I had predictions that Adam was going to take this title, no problem.
I did too, and boy, were we fucking wrong. Uh, Goddamn Wayne's mom.
Maybe they're watching, man, and they're just
Well,
like,
nah,
screw these guys.
yeah, I doubt it. We got one viewer, and I'm pretty sure it's not.
That's right there.
It's right there. It's this one. Uh, but regardless, now Seth Rollins also retained on Monday night against Jey Uso. Unfortunately, right after the match, McIntyre came up and attacked both of them, laid out Jay through the table, and Seth Rollins just beat him up.
It almost happened how I was expecting it to. It was a part of my
Mhm.
prediction that McIntyre was going to come in, mess some stuff up. I'm just sad it was after the match.
Me too. And I was wrong because I thought this would have been a perfect time for Judgment Day to come in and cash in for Priest to cash in for to his Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But none of that happened. I thought that would have been a perfect time. But whatever. Maybe they're saving it for WrestleMania. We'll see. What was the next one?
Danielson injured over
Oh.
weekend.
Yeah, last weekend, his match versus I want to say Daniel Garcia, or Eddie Kingston. I don't remember. I think it was Eddie. Targeted the eye that he had injured before.
Okay.
It looked like he was injured at the end of the match as his group, Black Blue Combat Club, came out and helped him out. But apparently it's not as bad as they first assumed it was. So good for him. That way, we could keep him in the league and keep the ratings going up because he's a big draw.
Oh yeah, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Pretty nice right now.
Yeah. So another news, big news. WWE and MMA legend Ken Shamrock has signed a Legends deal with WWE.
All right.
Yeah, so it's pretty much the rights to use his name to sell merch, and he gets cut of it, pretty much.
Looks like we seeing his name in WWE 2024, the game.
He was already in a few years ago.
Okay.
So when they do the game, something I didn't notice that I didn't know is WWE has nothing to do with who they choose to put on the game. If they want to put legends, and they put Ken Shamrock on there.
Mm.
Yeah, and it took a few years. Usually, when they do the game, they put a character back in the game that hasn't been in WWE for a while. WWE reaches out to them and they make a deal to have him on TV or whatever to promote.
Okay.
You know, like feel good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It took a little longer, but Ken Shamrock and them now back in cahoots business. This is great because I was a big fan of Ken when I was younger. But hopefully they have cool merchandise that we could get our hands on here soon. In other news here, there's going to be a lot of contracts talks here. Not about what they're making when it's running out.
Mm.
New Japan Pro Wrestler Okada's deal is set to be up in the beginning of 2024. This is big because Ospreay already has confirmed to come to AEW as soon as his contract is up from New Japan.
All right.
Is Okada next? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. The only reason that I'm doubting is he is scheduled to do a TNA
6 points Dolphins.
Ooh, touchdown. Nice. Is that he's scheduled to do a TNA appearance here soon. I don't know if I wrote it down on there. Yes, I did. Yeah. He's expected to return to Impact Wrestling TNA first time in 12 years. The last time he was there, he was just so bad. I mean, they had him. You know, what was the name of the Green Hornet sidekick? The little Asian like driver.
I haven't watched the Green Hornet,
Okay.
and I saw it actually, and I was going to watch it, and I decided, nah, I'm gonna watch Immortals instead, and that was a good movie.
Yeah. Well, they had him do that, a little sidekick character.
Okay.
It was so bad. They used him so bad. So he's expected to do his first Impact match here or appearance in first time in 12ish years. So will he go to TNA or will he go to AEW? I'm thinking AEW with his connections there, but we will see. Other news, Sami Zayn, as we saw on Monday night, Drew McIntyre laid him out, even backstage after took him out again. It looks like he's gonna get some time off TV to either rest, recover, whatever it may be. Um, this was storyline, obviously, but I think he deserves some time off as he's been kicking some ass.
All
I
right.
know you're a big fan of him, but
I mean, how they've been playing Drew Mack lately,
mhm.
he's been less than enjoyable for me.
No, Sami Zayn.
Oh, Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, yeah. No, I'm excited for Sami Zayn.
Hmm.
Definitely sad that he's butting out for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm curious on what he's doing. Did it say anything personal?
No, it did not. It did not specify anything. It's just that he's taking some time off. So, hopefully he's all right. Maybe he just needs to rest.
A
Other
little bit of R&R. Take a trip
yeah,
to Cancun.
exactly, exactly. Um, in other news, former women's TNA champion, uh, Diana Purrazzo is expected to leave TNA here shortly as her contract is up. She's been there ever since she left WWE and has been a champion almost the whole entire time.
Nice.
Great wrestler. Don't know what's next for her. Maybe she's done. Maybe she's going back to WWE. Who knows? But she definitely brought her name status up a lot with that TNA run. Um, let's go over what happened this week in NXT deadline. Like I talked earlier, CM Punk came out and it was whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
CM Punk is CM Punk.
Yeah. Um, there was a few matches there that I'm going to talk about real quick. Carmelo Hayes gets a big win over Lexis King. Um, didn't expect Lexis King to win, to be honest with you. He's barely starting off, and he needs to get his foot under him. Uh, Roxanne.
Roxanne.
I know, she's such a cutie, too. Uh,
Oh, no, I was thinking about the song.
I know, but I'm talking about her. Uh, unfortunately, loses in a steel cage match with some interference, and Kiana James takes a big win. NXT North American Champion. I know you're happy about this. I know I am. Dominic Mysterio loses to Dragon Lee. Yes, with Rey
Kick his
Mysterio.
butt, Dragon Lee.
Yes, with Rey Mysterio on ringside. It was a pretty good match, and I'm happy that the title was off of Dom. I just hope they don't do what they did a few months ago.
And just turn it back over to him
Yeah,
immediately.
that'll be fucking frustrating to see that again. Move, move Dom along.
Yeah, he either needs to fall or he needs to grow on his own.
Exactly. The Women's Iron Survivor Challenge uh, was won by Blair Davenport. She has the number one contender to the championship now. And the men's one was won by Trick Williams, who also now is the number one contender. Drop your nuts.
I just dropped a peanut. My peanuts are gone. I'm sad.
Yeah, there's more. Like I said, Trick Williams won that match, and now he's the number one contender for the NXT champion. That was retained by Drogonov over Baron Corbin in a great match.
Nice.
I thought Baron Corbin was gonna win that match. Um, Drogonov pulled it off, but it was a great match. And at the end of the match, because that was the main event, Trick Williams comes out like, "Okay, I see you. I'm next, right?" And behind that, you see Carmelo Hayes like stalking, like almost like a lion ready to pounce. Yes, exactly. Um, it looks like Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams' beef is not done. We will see what happens going forward with them, but it'll be interesting because they were best of friends for the longest, and it looks like now they're gonna flip on each other. Uh, more news: AJ Styles set to return soon. He's been out since September 15th.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
sad when that we haven't seen him.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't think he was injured. I think he just took like Sami Zayn took some time. Um, we will see. Uh, bad news, like I said, we're going to talk about contract. Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Championships deal with WWE, is set to expire in the next few months.
Oh man.
He has time to resign. He is their champion, so I don't think they're gonna let him go without.
Yeah, I don't see them kicking him to the curb
Mm-hmm.
just like that so easy.
Yeah, it's just he's a big name, so if they do, guess where he's going? Yeah, probably AEW.
AEW
Mm-hmm.
and
And
he'll rule AEW.
yeah, I mean he is a former ROH champion that AEW's owner Tony Khan also owns now, so it'll be perfect for him to go back there. Um, with the contract dispute that and the releases that happened a few months ago, there's a lot of wrestlers that are about to be free agents too. I'm gonna name them off. They might show up in AEW, they might show up in RH, TNA, or New Japan. Who knows? I know one of them for sure will not be wrestling ever again. So like I said, a few of those wrestlers is Aaliyah, sorry, Shelton Benjamin, Boggs, Brooke, Elias, Mace, Moss, Matt Riddle, Top Dollar, which I think he's may not wrestle that much anymore, and former World Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler. There's a few big names there. I know there's one, I don't remember if it was Moss or Boggs. They did an interview with him and he said he had a terrible experience with WWE and it's the worst thing he's ever done. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So, like I said, one of them definitely not going to wrestle again.
At least in WWE.
For sure not in WWE, but I'm pretty sure his career done. What the way he was talking about his
Okay,
experience.
just completely salted over the situation.
Yes, like it was bad. I think he was more mad about everybody being on eggshells. You couldn't do crap. So we will see. Also, bad news on Friday night SmackDown. Uh, in Asuka's and Flair's match, Charlotte Flair injured her knee. It looks to be fairly serious. Who knows how long she'll be out?
Yeah.
It just it's sad because she's a great performer. I'm glad it gives her a break and lets other women shine and rise to the top.
Like Mama Asuka.
She's already at the top. We don't need her more. But
No, she needs to then go in and just smack the shit out of like Jay or something like that.
No.
Just because.
Just because?
Uh-huh.
No. I have a feeling that this is perfect timing. We're talking the predictions. This just added something else to me. But yeah, it just seems like something's gonna happen because Charlotte is a baby face. Good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's an emptiness there in the card for that. So I will say something here in a bit about that. Actually, that's our next segment.
Yep.
Well, two our top 6 wrestlers and our predictions. Perfect segue. So I thought we had more news, but no. Well, one more thing. Apparently, CM Punk is expected to do his first interaction with people on Raw with some other superstars. So,
all right, good to actually see CM Punk actually start doing something other
Yeah.
than just promo.
yeah, we will see what's going on. We'll see what happens. We'll let you know on Friday what we thought about it. So let's go into storyline predictions before we go into our top 6 wrestlers. So I was talking about Charlotte being a babyface and she's out with Damage Control having some awkward moments with Bailey.
I see you.
And yeah, you see it?
I see you.
It should be pretty obvious. And on SmackDown, it sounded like Asuka cursed out Bailey in Japanese. It looks like she's gonna get kicked out of Damage Control, and she could be flipped into the new babyface that steps into that void that Flair left. So, they're kind of leaning to her kicking out. That'd be perfect for her to flip around and become the babyface that they need right now.
I think it would be good for Bailey to do that. Change of scene, change of pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Change is not always a bad thing.
No, and she's been a heel for many, many years now. I think it's time to freshen up her character. Also, with Dragon Lee winning the North American title, and then Santos Escobar just recently beating Dragon Lee, I have a feeling that he's going to challenge Dragon Lee for it. Because he's the most recent winner over Dragon Lee. And I also have a feeling because of the feud that they have, Judgment Day might come up to Santos Escobar and ask him to join.
Yeah.
Whether he joins or not, that's something else. I have a feeling he won't. But we will see. But that's also one. Also, I already talked about this, that Carmelo had, I think, for when Trick Williams is the number 1 contender, in the match that he has for the title, I think Carmelo Hayes will interfere and cost him the title. And then him and Trick Williams will have a bloody, terrible feud, like really like heartfelt.
More than the Texas murder or whatever.
No, that's AEW. WWE is not doing it like that. But I'm talking about like heated rivalry where there's a lot.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, because you know how they say there's a thin line between love and hate. They were best friends. Now they're flipped. So
All
I think
right.
that's gonna happen. Do you have any predictions on any storylines?
Not in any storylines.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just been the same stuff.
Okay.
And then just more minor tweaks, like you said, more about what might happen with damage control.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back into the Judgment Day and the Judgment Day asking Escobar
Mm-hmm.
potentially. Um, it's just going to be a big consolidation of.
I dropped my nuts too.
What one was it? A peanut?
No, it was a pistachio.
Pistachio? Um, we're just going to see a big consolidation of groups and probably a few more solos. So,
Mhm.
if anything, Bailey might just stay solo for
I
a little bit.
I
And
think so too. I think so too.
yeah, bigger groups, smaller groups,
Mm-hmm.
abolished groups. Yeah,
Yep.
there's right now a lot that can happen, but nothing that is majorly new.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong on the McIntyre stuff. I was thinking Jey Uso was going to get the title card
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
and or the title, the title itself,
As did I. I was hoping, but
and none of that worked. So half of my storylines are now dead. Well, currently
Mhm.
dead.
Yeah, definitely. Um, let's go move along straight into the top six wrestlers of the week. Go ahead and start off with our 6, 5, and 4 for you.
I gotta switch pages again.
Yeah, you're good.
For number 6, I got Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
He's playing his game.
Mhm. Definitely.
And then we have number 5 for LA Knight, who's being the White Knight for Randy Orton.
Came in for the save. Yep.
Oh yeah, and then following LA Knight defending Randy Orton is himself, Randy Orton.
Just RKOing everybody.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
just ripping through the crowds.
Nice. Nice list. For me, it's Trick Williams. Had a few big wins last couple weeks. Big win this NXT deadline to be the number one contender for the NXT title. I think he's looking good. He's looking like he's about to. They're pushing him. That's great. At number 5, I have Christian, who defended and retained his title against Adam Copeland, um, via a weird spot by what's his name's mother, Nick Wayne's mother. But regardless, he retains. He deserves to be on the list. At number 4, I have Drew McIntyre for the same reasons you have. He's been really leaning into this bad guy persona. He's been doing great. This week, he just destroyed two of the number one contenders, added the world champion. So, I mean, what can you say? Um, besides, he deserves to be on the list. Who are your top 3 now?
So I did have doing a small change here.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm putting Swerve Strickland.
Ooh.
He's been smacking people out.
Mm-hmm.
Swerve Strickland, ever since his Texas match,
Mm-hmm.
he's been in the spotlight. I like it. Keep going. He's a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I got Brody King,
Ooh.
and I want to see him keep going. I think because it'll come down to the last two, and I think another fight with Brody and Eddie
Oh, would be great.
would be pretty good.
Mhm.
And Eddie's gonna fight tooth and nail for it if it comes to it.
Yes, agreed.
And number 1, I got Seth freaking Rollins.
Nice, nice. That's a great list. For me, oh, excuse me. At my number 3, I have Swerve Strickland as well. I did a little change too, um, but he's been doing great, like you said, ever since the death match, the Texas death match. He's been on a roll, undefeated in the tournament, 9 points. Beat Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Mark Briscoe. Great. One of them specifically is a great counter wrestler. Um, at my number 2 spot, I have Ilya Dragunov. Big defense. He's been doing great things in NXT. Obviously, great matches all the time as a champion. Cannot put him anywhere else than number 2 for now. At number 1, Seth freaking Rollins as well.
Seth freaking Rollins. Let's go, buddy.
He defended the World Heavyweight Championship in a great match. Unfortunately, got destroyed by Drew, but still, great defense. So yeah, I also want to give two honorable mentions. One to Gargano and Champa. I had them on the list, but I had to pull them off right at the end.
I was very close to
Hmm.
putting Gargano and Ciampa on.
Yeah, and it's just they had a big win against Imperium, uh, and they're looking good. Hopefully, they could continue this role and go into being tag champions. And then Gila,
I need to see the name again.
yeah. Uh, she is from New Japan. She's the
Guila.
Guila.
Guili. No,
See,
I can't
yeah.
even. I
She's
can't even say Idolo.
yeah,
Idolo.
exactly. Idolo. Yeah. So it's she's the New Japan Women's Strong Champion. She was in Stardom before, or is still. But there was also she's had great matches here the last few months. Uh, very great presentation, very beautiful, and she's also rumored to be in talks with WWE.
Let's
So,
go.
uh, just had to throw that out there for her. Uh, hopefully she does. She'll be a great addition to the brand. Um, but any other than that, do you have anything else or any updates on the games?
Um. Well, let's go back to the games real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And the current standings are. Let it
Packers
update.
Packers 7-0 against Giants. Dolphins 7-0 against Titans.
Got a minute left in the Packers game,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Dolph-
got end of the first for the Dolphins
Yeah.
game, which was funny because the Dolphins game started after
Mhm.
Packers game.
Yeah. More times out. More time wasted. But anyways, uh that's all I have unless you have something else to add.
Um,
Hmm. Do you want to talk about that?
the what?
We are taking a break here.
Yes.
Soon. I don't know if we're gonna take a week or 2 weeks, depending on how our
Depends on how every piece of everything falls into place.
Yeah. But I don't know if we're starting. This will be our last week or next week. We will see. We'll have to keep you posted on that. But we are taking a little break here in the end of the year. One to move our location where we film exactly, get that ready, and two update a lot of the stuff. We're getting new equipment like we've already been doing, like the mic. We got new cameras, and a new computer. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, so we'll keep you posted on that. Be ready. We'll be keeping you posted when we're coming back for sure. Um, any final thoughts for today?
Um, I just had a game that I was excited to talk about. February 16th, we have Skull and Bones coming out. You're
yeah,
actually playing the game
Mhm.
that it was meant to be for.
Mhm.
So Skull and Bones was a DLC concept for Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
Mm.
and there was a generational problem where new console next gen was coming out,
Mhm.
and what they were working on wasn't worth having to go back in and pull all the stuff from the system, put it into the new system,
Mm.
and then transfer all that. So they benched it and they started building it up. They saw that they were close to next gen release, and they just kept going with that. And now we have a new game, February 16th. If you were to go and watch the trailer on YouTube, it's very neat. It goes into a lot of detail about what to expect from the game, um, and several other aspects. I'm excited for the game. I'm definitely going to need to see gameplay before I purchase it personally because it looks good. We know that it's running off of a good system of Black Flag,
Mhm.
but it's all about execution.
Yeah,
And I don't trust the 100% execution of this game.
gotcha. I'm interested as well because I'm really enjoying Black Flag right now. Uh, we'll see how it continues going, but if it's anything like it, and if it, like you said, it plays well, I might end up jumping into it. Uh, but yeah, that's great news. As soon as it comes out, we might actually get a review here for you for it.
Yeah.
Uh, but other than that, remember to take everything we say with a grain of salt. We're two jokers, two clowns, two doofuses who just like to talk about stuff we love: football, sports, pro wrestling. Like you just talk about games and nerd stuff, anime. Um, Also, let us know in the comments anything you would like us to react to watch during our little break, so we could have more product, more videos here for
Mm-hmm.
you to watch later on. Uh, Fill this up. Let us know. Also, remember to be grateful for everything you have, and be grateful for the problems you don't have. This is the holiday season. This is the time where usually a lot of people are not. We're supposed to be grateful and happy. A lot of people are not. Um, let's spread the love. Let's be grateful. Uh, let's try to bring a smile to everybody's face. But other than that, I've been Lobo.
I've been Jax.
This was Joker's Wild Side Corner.
See ya.
Ya.